Hey ARC team, welcome back to another episode of ARC TV. Courtney Howe here, and as promised, we have Shannon Gray back. He is the Director of Recovery Services here at Addiction Recovery Care, and he's going to talk to you about the new recovery curriculum. Now, the last episode of ARC TV, he mentioned what it looks like in phase 1 and 2, but now he's going to talk about phase 3 and phase 4 of your treatment. So Shannon, we know that recovery is the addition of something, so it's what we're adding to our life as we recover, those positive things, to really just accept life on life's terms.
Yes.
So would you talk to us about that today?
Absolutely, and then kind of taking it on that, you know, when you finish the program, whether it be through a short-term or a long-term program, you know, when you transition back home, you know, the importance is going to be, you know, where is your recovery support? Your familiarity with the recovery process. What about employment, things like that in church as well? So we believe that this program helps put you in that best possible position for long-term recovery. So in the first couple of phases, the emphasis was on, as far as an educational piece, steps 1 through 5. And then actually what you will be turning in on a regular basis, steps 1 through 3 in the packets. Now, once you get to phase 3, this is the meat part of the program. You know, it's one thing for me to know, to pray and ask God to take my will and my life over to Him. But at the same time, the focus is going to be now finding out the truth and facts about myself. So what we're asking you to do is spend a specific amount of time on an inventory process, an admission process in steps 4 and 5. And then we ask that the client look at those particular things and work on his character defects, her character defects and shortcomings in 6 and 7. And then we even want you to start the amends process. And there's a big difference between an amends and apology. I can speak for myself. My family, they got tired of me saying I'm sorry. It's one thing to say I'm sorry, and it's another thing to show I'm sorry. So you'll be able to do that while you're going through this process to begin that amends process. That's that initial change from steps 4 through 9. And then the exciting part is once you get through 4 through 9, you'll be asked to go even a little bit further and do what I like to call steps 10 through 12, and that's relapse prevention. All right? Because our goal is for you to obtain a psychic change sufficient to recover from alcohol and drug addiction. At the same time, it's another thing to get it, and it's another thing to keep it. And so this will be repetition, repetition, repetition. Again, in the OP, in the phase environment, you will be doing group sessions 1 through 20 throughout the process. So felt it was very important for you to also go back to group session 1 so you remember where you come from. So through this whole 6-month process, you'll be able to work the initial 12-step recovery, obtain a sponsor, and really find out a lot about the truth and facts of who you are. Now, I want to add in something that's very important. And these are not the phases when it comes to ARC, but I break attendance in rehabs or treatment facilities into 4 phases as far as residential goes. There's 25% of life on life terms, which will be your first through phases. That's 25% where you're going to meetings, you're going to groups, and you're working on yourself. That's what your focus should be, and that's what it is, okay? Then we go to 50% of life on life terms, which is what we are going to be doing is preparing you for internship in this 6-month process. As a matter of fact, we're not only going to have you fill out a phase 3 petition at step 8, we're going to have you turn it in, and for the last 30 days, an exciting thing will be what's called a recovery angel, where you'll be kind of working and giving back and training for that particular process. So the internship is 50%, where your responsibilities increase some, you have more freedoms, but you're still under the safety net and the accountability of the process. Then there's 75% of life on life terms. One may move on to a sober living home or stay on property as staff in some of our facilities. And then there's actual 100%, which is basically paying everything on your own, living life on life terms, and becoming a productive member of society. That is what our goal is to do, and is to take you through these steps slowly so you can make sure and have all these areas when you go. I've seen this over and over again. Anything can be a void filler. I've seen the residents, including myself, make the treatment center their focus, and they do well until they leave. So this is all about preparing for that. From day one, you're preparing for your process, you're preparing for your change, you're preparing to go and be a productive member of that sobriety or of society. And basically, I want them to have a further education of who they are.
So every moment is preparing us for a future moment.
Absolutely.
So as soon as we step into phase 1 of treatment, you're going to begin to prepare for your last day of treatment ever. And so I just want to make it clear that this isn't just busy work. It's not just a box we check. This is preparation for life itself.
Yes, this is your life. This is the focus. I mean, we stay sober one day at a time, all right, and we're only blessed to have 24 hours at a time, but proper planning prevents poor performance.
That's so good. Shannon, thank you so much. Guys, you'll hear from Shannon again. We're going to actually break all this stuff down in future episodes. But this is a lot of information, and if you need to play it back, hey, ask your peer support to play it back to you. It's really, really great stuff, and we're so excited for you. We'll see you back here next time on ARC TV.